Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at what the Cardano price is doing, also what Bitcoin is doing and what Ethereum is doing, because Ethereum is just breaking out now. Now it is a Cardano video, but Bitcoin and Ethereum have historically been very important for Cardano as well. So I'm of good hope that hopefully now Cardano will finally follow. I mean, it's lagging behind a little bit behind Ethereum normally, but hopefully Cardano will finally follow. Because Cardano, to be honest, hasn't moved much in the recent few days and weeks, so we're going to take a look at that. That Ethereum is breaking out at this moment while we speak has to do because crossing a very important resistance level of 3,690 roughly, and I did mention it this morning in the membership in the Telegram group that it's worth taking a look at Ethereum today. It might potentially break out because we were getting very close to this critical level, and then we had a breakout build-up phase here, and we're going to take a quick look at that. But I also did mention it in my Ethereum update video a few days ago. And let's take a look at Cardano first. No, we take a look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin is still trading within this channel here. Bitcoin is facing resistance going forward, but we are climbing up slowly alongside this channel at the upper end of this channel. Now I did put this channel on this chart a few days ago, gives us a bit orientation. Could also be an ascending wedge, so a bearish pattern. At some point we might break out to the downside. I just want to mention it here. As I mentioned before, that at some point close to the all-time high I expect some strong resistance, and based on the Elliott Wave method, waves, I would expect us to come down once more. Now that's not guaranteed, that's never guaranteed, but that is what it currently looks like it for me. And together with that we now have an ascending wedge with slightly converging lines, which is generally also considered a bearish pattern. And we did break out of a ascending wedge up here to the downside, and there was one earlier here as well, which I've taken off the chart actually for now. But anyway, on the Bitcoin chart for the moment, it's looking good. At the moment certainly money can be made, and I did tell you in previous videos that I expect the price to go higher. I think we could even go up to 61, even 64k before we see a final decision here. Next resistance level, next important one, is at around 60,800. So we are currently climbing up. I'm not sure if we're going to get above this channel actually. Well, that would definitely be a bit of a kick and a start of a rocket, that would be, if we can break above this channel. So it's a good orientation now to understand why we are facing so much resistance here. First of all, we've got quite a few horizontal resistance levels here, so I've basically put it here into a zone, but also we are climbing up this channel or ascending wedge. So if we can break to the upside, that'd be really good in my view. At the moment we're just trading within, sort of restricted by this channel or ascending wedge, and we're going to observe that. As I said, in the short term I expect some further price increases, but it's getting extremely and increasingly tough for Bitcoin as it's climbing up higher. Now with Ethereum, just want to mention it because I did mention the upcoming breakout in my last Ethereum video. What we had is basically here this, and it's clearer visible on the 4-hour chart, is an inverse head and shoulders in my view. I did give you the target in that Ethereum video, but I did say it can take us above the 4,000 level. From here, if it breaks out, and if this is not a fake out, there's always a risk, but it is finally breaking out of this pattern. And this is really good, and this has historically always been good for Cardano as well, which currently seems to follow a little bit. So Ethereum sometimes had a more significant impact on Cardano than Bitcoin. Ethereum hasn't really done well in this recovery yet, lagging behind Bitcoin quite a bit. But hopefully now that it's breaking through, so I think it's quite significant for Cardano. So just a bit of hopium here that finally Cardano is going to follow potentially, and it's going up a little bit now. We were down further today, so hopefully we'll see something happening now, and it's going up as we speak with Cardano. Here on the daily, continue to trade in this symmetrical triangle. We've come down from here, from the all-time high, had an ABC correction. Maybe it's not finished yet, that ABC. I did talk about that potential. But now we're in this symmetrical triangle, and I still wait for us to break out. That apex is currently sitting on the 23rd, 24th of October. However, most triangles don't break out in the apex. They normally break out, most of them, at around 2/3 of the triangle, and we are already there now, 2/3. So yeah, it would work quite well. That together with the Ethereum pump, hopefully that will finally give us some price increases, at least to it's some important levels. Certainly the 232, we need to overcome that. We talked about that. And then 265 is an important one that I've got here. This is basically here where we had the candles closing after the first drop. And then 280 is another significant one, after which we could approach new all-time highs. But as I said, short-term price increases, yes. And it's still looking for me that we come down once more. Now that could all get invalidated, and that's fine. I just tell you what I see in the charts. I expect certainly some further short-term price increases, but we need to watch this 232 level. We need to get above that. But yeah, I mean, in this video, when Ethereum is breaking out, it's normally a good sign for Cardano as well. Just wanted to spread a little bit of hopium, at least short-term hopium here. And, you know, Cardano is generally holding well, but it's also not performing too well compared to some other cryptos. But as we've seen in this current recovery after this sharp drop that we had, that crypto after crypto started to break out. I mean, today it's Chainlink as well breaking out here, or at least moving in the right direction. For example, yesterday we had BNB, and ADA just has to follow at some point, and it's looking good at the moment just as we speak. Now there will be strong resistance if it now goes up strongly. I'm sure there'll be some resistance here at the resistance level of that triangle, so 226, 227. If we get above that, very certainly we can get to 232. That's the next critical one, where we had a lot of resistance on the shorter term time frames, not necessarily here on the daily, but on the shorter term time frames. And after that, you know, we've got these levels coming up with the most significant for me is the 264, 265 level. But yeah, it's starting to look nice at the moment, with Ethereum not stopping at the moment, just carrying on. So let me just see what the BTC, the ADA BTC chart is doing. ADA BTC here, and let's just take a look. ADA BTC losing a little bit, and that is because Bitcoin is moving up as well together with Cardano, but we seem to be finding support here now on this trend line, this ascending trend line that we've been talking about. And to be honest, I think something or someone has moved my line here. Whoops, not this one, my trend line. Yeah, it seems like, no, it seems like we dropped below that now again, and that happened a few times. So still struggling then, other than I just said, still struggling to find support here. So potentially, and I did say it in the video, if we really lose that line, then we could come down to that level, the 3154, with the 4 zeros before that. That is the previous low before we then recover. But as I said, Cardano finally moving up as well here, and I would expect if we continue to move up here, that we'll certainly get to the 225, 226 level, with Ethereum performing well as well. So yeah, it's good. It's a good thing with Ethereum. Been waiting for that. I mentioned it in my previous video. It didn't get many views, unfortunately, the Ethereum one, but we could see very clearly an inverse head and shoulders, and with other cryptos breaking out of that formation as well, or a similar formation, it yeah, gave me some hope that we are on the right track here, especially in the short term. But you know, we can certainly get to the 4,000 range. But then at that point, we'll have a decision here. Do we continue up? And is this really the continuation of the bull run, or are we still in a corrective pattern, like an A, B, C corrective pattern? So it will get more and more interesting in the next few days, I can promise you that. And it's better than watching you know, TV sometimes, because it's getting really exciting now, because this will now determine, you know, is the correction over, or are we actually still in a sort of hidden and more complex corrective phase, where we might not have completed the ABC correction based on Elliott Waves, on the Elliott Wave method, based on which we could actually come up to 4,000 before we then go down further. So that'll be very interesting, similar to Bitcoin, where we could even come down to up to 64k before we come down once more. But again, a little bit of short-term hopium here, looking good at the moment, but Cardano needs needs to follow. But I still have hope. I still have hope for Cardano. Of course, it's my biggest holding, and I love Cardano, and it's a great project. You know that it is huge, and you know we can see with Cardano, actually, compared to Ethereum, we're just not there yet where we need to be. I mean, we're just lagging behind Ethereum, and we did catch up before on Ethereum and made it all up for sure. It just took a moment after Ethereum moved up, but we just need to see. We're now at 2/3 of this triangle, so it can't take long until we see a breakout. All right, so hopefully you liked that video. If you did, please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.